Yes, the Headbangers Ball is coming to you from the Donington Monsters of Rock Festival, taking place at Castle Donington in England. Now, the festival is in its 12th year, and 1992 sees the return to a 6-act bill, and also the return of headliners Iron Maiden, who first topped the bill here in 1988. Now, before we meet up with the opening band, the Almighty, here's a bit of an insight into what makes Donington the world's most prestigious rock festival.
Got to go down to the bands that play and the people that stand out there and listen to the bands and watch the bands. It's a pilgrimage. A lot of people have been here for a week, a holiday. You told me. In 1980, I never thought we'd be here in 1992.
This thing, without a doubt, is the annual Woodstock. And although there are other festivals in the world, the attention is here. And you can do as much in one show here as it take you 6 months to do around the rest of the world. So in comparison, there's really nothing else like it.
There's a big vibe. I mean, there's this big air of expectation. And it brings the best out of everybody. It brings the best out in the bands. I mean, not just Maiden, but all the other bands on the bill. I mean, I've been driving up in the car today and listening to it live on the radio. And you know, everybody was, I mean, I've got like a posse in the car with me. I've got 8 people in the car with me. And well, the truck, actually, I should say. And everybody's going, oh, that's that, oh, God, they sound really good, don't they? You know, and stuff. So that's excellent that it's getting, and it's what a festival should do, is expose bands like the Almighty, for example, and Wasp and people like that, to a huge audience all at one time.
Donington's just the main event of the year in the heavy metal calendar in Britain. Has been now for over 10 years. And despite the fact that it normally rains, it's still the best day out.
The whole atmosphere and everything, from the tents, people camping, setting fire to the tents, blowing up the cars, macheting each other, and just general getting drunk. It's just one great day.
We couldn't say no, you know, because it means a lot. So, yeah, that's why I'm standing here talking to you in the fucking cold.
Well, it's just built itself up a reputation over the past, what, I don't know, it's been going for 12 years now. And it's known all over the world, and it's like, people come here no matter what band is playing, just to hang out, drink beer and have a good time. And that's what it's all about.
Donington this year, it's actually a strange bill. On paper, it shouldn't, in theory, work, because the Almighty opening, great, terrific British band, come through, build up the fangs, amazing band, followed by Wasp, great contrast. You then go to Slayer. Now, Slayer will come out and do what Slayer have always done. Thunder, whose job I don't envy, having to follow Slayer. Then Skid Row having to follow Thunder, again a British band with an album due out on Monday. That should be fun. Skid Row, who will come out and do, because it's a one-off for them, they've been on tour in America, fun. And then Maiden, who are right at the top, having to follow that lot, and in a sense have got everything to prove and everything to lose. Very strange, very interesting, should be fun.
Yes, you should realise by now the Headbangers Ball is coming to you from the world-famous Donington Monsters of Rock Festival. And the event's been going 12 years, and over that period it's gained a reputation of either making or breaking up-and-coming new bands. And first up tonight, I'm joined by the band who had the unenviable task of opening the show and making their debut at Donington, and that is British rock band The Almighty. And I'm joined by Ricky and Stump.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
You always ask me that. I want to know. You were on stage about an hour ago. How did it go?
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It was. We had expectations of what the show was going to be like. You know, obviously before we did it, but it surpassed that in every way. We played really well. The sound on stage was great. The amount of kids that were getting into it, and you know, I mean, what can you say? It was just unreal. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
So you had time to enjoy it?
We did have time. It was too much time. 4 minutes, too much time. Yeah. I mean, we thought that half an hour was going to fly in, but personally myself, once we got into like 3 songs in, kind of settled down, it was really good.
The highlight, I mean, making albums is great. Seeing your singles, your albums do well is great, but today just was better than anything.
The greatest show on earth.
Because you've been coming here as fans for years, so this must be like a fulfillment of a huge ambition.
I first came here in like '88, and we just started the Almighty. We were like 4 or 5 months old, and I stood in the mud and watched Guns N' Roses, saw them for the first time, and watched Maiden and Megadeth and all. I thought, oh, what I'd give for the Almighty to play there one day. And 4 years later, we're opening it up, and it's unreal. It's brilliant.
Well, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Now, I will. How are you guys going to spend the rest of the day, if you can actually tell me that? And are there any bands that you're particularly looking forward to seeing?
Well, we did a show in Mannheim last Saturday, and the bill was slightly different, but I mean, I love all the bands in the bill, and I think Stompy's a big fan of them too. And we watched Slayer last Saturday, who were brilliant. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing Skid Row. I'm really looking forward to seeing Thunder and hearing the new stuff. We saw Maiden last Saturday. They were brilliant, so we're going to, I mean, it's like, we want to see every band.
Everything is totally brilliant.
People keep interviewing us so we can't see it. No, we want to see it. It's the greatest bill we could have been on. We're really, really honoured to like open it up, and you know, there's not a band in the bill we don't like.
Good. Now you've acquired a new guitarist, Pete Friesen, who used to play with Alice Cooper. He's around here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
What has Pete contributed to the band so far?
Nice boots.
Yeah,
nice boots.
a lot of corny Canadian jokes. He's brilliant. You know, he's come in and he's really into the whole thing, attitude-wise and energy-wise, and you know, it's what we liked before. It was always me stomping Floyd, and Tantrum never really got into the vibe of it. It never felt like 4 people really going for the same goal. Now it is. We hang out together, we party together, you know, and it's just the vibe now. It's just like it was when we first started. It's really exciting, and what can I say? It's great.
Take me high. Hang on. Let's do this together. It's more fun that way. I said you drive me fucking crazy. Said you drive me fucking crazy. I said you drive me fucking crazy. Said you fucking drive me crazy. And sing wild and wonderful. Wild and eat my chum. Late at night, light in her haze. Think about her and all the things that she says. Think about sex and all that. Give me some loving, my sweet honey child. Come on and give me some loving. Give me some loving. Give me some loving. Give me some loving. Yeah. Wild, wild and wonderful. Wild, wild and wonderful.
We've got a few more moments to talk to the Almighty, the band opening up this 1992 Donington Monsters of Rock, and as well as Ricky and Stump, who were with me before. In fact, we've got the whole band here because Floyd and Peter here too. Now, you guys played an Australian tour and then the Super Rock in Mannheim before coming to Donington. How did that kind of prepare you for this, the biggest challenge of your life?
We thought it prepared us really, really well until we actually got here, and then we thought it hasn't really prepared us at all because, you know, this is Donington and nothing compares to Donington. What a cliche.
But obviously it helped to get Pete integrated into the band, right?
Definitely, yeah. He can play now. He couldn't play before, but he can play now after 6 weeks in Australia.
For my own personal, let me speak for myself here. Australia was great because it basically got me very much at home with the songs, and we played sweaty pubs for like 6 weeks, and that got us tight. And then, you know, basically we walked on stage in Donington, I crapped my pants and it all went out the window.
I actually felt really, it was pretty strange saying it just Pete today to the British crowd, because we feel as if he's been in the band for like 3 years. It feels as if he's been in the band for too long. It's like for like 3 years or 4 years, you know, and it's like, really this was the first, you know, first time a British kid's actually seen us play with Pete, and it was like, it was strange because we've done like over 40, 50 shows with the guy now in Australia, and it's just brilliant, it's great.
All I gotta say is British fans rule. Best.
Now you played a new song called Addiction. Now how are you getting on with the writing for your next album? Is that kind of indicative of the new material?
It's a very good indication of the way the Almighty are going. We wrote maybe half a dozen songs before we went to Australia. The idea was to write on the road in the studio, which proved difficult because, you know, we were 6 weeks there, we'd 6 shows a week, a day off, and that day off was like a drive of 600-700 miles, and it was impossible, you know, to write. But we got a lot of ideas, and now Donington's really it. We sit back now, take a few days off, and you know, start writing again.
Start again. Yeah. I mean, do you think that there'll be a much more noticeable change in the style between Soul Destruction and your third album than there was between the first and second album?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's new blood in the band, and somebody that comes in fresh with fresh ideas and a different attitude and a different opinion is obviously going to make a difference, but it's going to make a difference in all the right ways. You know, me, Stump and Floyd have always had a good idea of what we wanted and what we wanted to achieve, and Tantrum never really shared that ideal, whereas Pete just came in straight away, thinks along the same lines, writes riffs and stuff that we can really relate to and we really dig, and it's the vibe now is the best it's ever been, you know.
I guess there must be a lot of pressures on you for the next album. Which ones are you aware of the most?
Just
money.
No, not money at all. To do with our fans, we have to please our fans that we already have, as well as attract new ones as well, you know. I think that's our plus enjoy ourselves writing music. We have to write music that we please ourselves, you know. As long as we do all that, then I'll be happy anyway.
And now that you've played Donington, can you only see as far as the next album, or can you see beyond that as well?
Well, I mean, speaking for me personally, that's all I want to see is like, I just want to concentrate now on writing the best songs that we can and recording the best album that we can, and then I'll take it from there, you know. Obviously, when it comes out next year, we want to go out on the road for as long as possible, and you know, it's great. I feel as if we just started again, but we've had the added advantage of like a huge fan base and like a couple of 100,000 albums behind us, which helps a bit, but you know.
Well, congratulations to all of you. That was a totally brilliant debut here at Donington. I know I'm biased, but who cares?
Now what the hell is wrong with you?